I'm like, yo, hold on the people. Alright, so my day back. Alright, so my day back. Let me just make sure so they can hear me. Get a sound check. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Yo! I tell some live, bro. Sound check, sound check. Alright, so I have two microphones all right now. Alright. Sound check, sound check, sound check. Yep. Alright, that clean. Sound check clean. Really, I go waste no time, because you see the video, the information is serious, you see me? Alright, so big up Portland Spice TV, first of all, ladies and gentlemen. The audio we're going to play from Portland Spice TV. I might play some from Rattigan show as well. As I come in and ask, you just kindly just hit the like button. If you're on the virtual live stream, all you gotta do is tap the screen a few times. Just a couple of times when you tap the screen. Wow. When you tap the screen 2 times, like TikTok, yeah. Did I pin the link? Hold up, wait a minute. Is the link pinned? The donation link? We didn't want to go live earlier, but it never permits to now. And to be honest with you, I have a lot of work to do. If I'm being honest. And plus my day work, see me. Hold on. All right, so what I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, the donation link is pinned at the. Yes, it's already pinned. Okay, great. So, the title of this one, ladies and gentlemen, Jeanette Calder gives insight as to. She gives great insight as to in a second. She gives great insight as to why Jamaica should demand the Prime Minister to resign. Let me put in this disclaimer. In terms of the information that she's disseminating, which I am very, very new to, a lot of people need to resign. And that's on both sides, because it's either they don't know what their mandate for their job is, or they know and they're being negligent. And both of those things is not something that we can afford as the Jamaican public to tolerate. So if a politician is getting paid 200 to 300% increase on their money, and they're negligent in their job description, they should be fired immediately. That's where I'm at with it. I really don't. This is just how I am. I really don't have tolerance when it comes down to certain things. You understand? And what Miss Calder, Janet, is explaining, or is about to explain, which I will play, and periodically give my assessment of, it was an eye opener for me. It really was an eye opener for me. And she used very practical examples as to why knowing what she's telling us is important. It gives really great perspective. It really does. And so shout out to Portland Spice TV. I forgot what the you guys make sure you go over there and go sub up and check him out. Definitely a very, very good program. Very informative, great insight. I just recently came across the platform, and I've watched a few of his is live streams, right? Now let me play the audio for you and let's get into it. Without any further ado, let me just speed it up a little bit. Fair use, let's go. Oh shoot.
Citizens had some problems with an issue. I had the expertise to help.
All right, so you guys should be able to hear that pretty clearly, right? And for those 15 people watching presently, um, please hit the like button. That's all I ask. Just hit the like button. It's almost 1 a.m. in the morning. You're not watching a live stream, and you're not familiar enough with the content to know that we bring good information over here. Excuse me, and good conversation. So could you just hit the like button coming through the door? Like I said, all you have to do is do this to the screen 2 times like that, pop pop, and that's how you hit the like button. Just tap the screen, your phone screen 2 times like this. That's how you hit the like button, guys. So I should have 14 likes. All right. Oh, and if you're new to the platform, sub up. This is a subscriber only platform, and my name is Bolo V&R, and this is a 2.0 platform. We have Bolo V&R clips. We have Bolo V&R 2.0, which is this platform, and we have Bolo V&R. All right, you can sub up to all platforms. Without any further ado, let's get it.
And when I saw the difference it made, the advocacy bug bit. And so I love sharing first off that my advocacy didn't begin under this administration. It started in 2013 under PNP administration. Right. And I was a part of the Jamaica Civil Society Coalition. What brought JAMP to the fore, for most of your listeners who might remember the Outer Many saga of 2014. Yes. You remember that one, Colin? When the NHT bought Outer Many. Yes, sir. Bought an entertainment facility with $180 million, while we have hundreds and thousands of squatters. I'm an architect by profession. I worked in the Ministry of Housing, so that it really burned me. So I had actually organized a protest.
Well, she's an architect by profession, and that's something that I was to go to college to major in architecture. But regular story in Jamaica, you can't afford that type of schooling or whatever, and yeah, that's pretty much how that went. So you just have to do what you got to do. It's life. I ain't complaining. Shoot, it is what it is. One day, if the world is in the right place, presently, when you think about the prophetic and where the world is going, those types of ambitions, I don't know. I don't know. uh, the greatest ambition I have now is to make it into the gates of heaven. That's my greatest ambition. Everything else is secondary. But let's continue.
So I had actually organized a protest in front of NHT for 3 days, and at the end of the 3 days, the Prime Minister decided she wouldn't return the board members, which is what we were calling for. The Auditor General of Jamaica went out and audited the NHT, came back calling and told us it's not 180 million, it's $4 billion we should have been worried about. And that is where my journey into creating this organization called JAMP began. Because the experience of watching an Auditor General come back to tell the people of Jamaica how our resources were being abused, I thought it was something as citizens we needed to shed more light on for other citizens, and that's why you have me here today. JAMP is an organization, as the name suggests. It says Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. Let me just tell the listeners, we're not trying to hold up.
Jamaica Accountability JAMP. Jamaica Accountability what? Portal? What's the M stand for? She's talking really fast.
To shed more light on for other citizens, and that's why you have me here today. JAMP is an organization, as the name suggests. It says Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. Let me just tell the listeners.
Oh, Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal. So the M is for meter. So they're all about accountability. Respect Farmer Match. Big up.
As we're not trying to hold government account for everything, Colin. We can't do that. We don't have enough hands. We are focusing on our public finances. So anything to do with our taxes, that's where we are trying to shed some light to make sure that government stewards our resources better. And last, if you ask me about my organization, a lot of people think all Jeanette does is talk about stuff. If you go to our website, we have designed and developed 6 tools that help citizens and government to improve accountability in Jamaica. So that's us in short.
All right. So Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal.
Well, I did not know that, and maybe some other people out there did not know that too. So Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, and they focus mostly on holding the government accountable where our tax dollars is concerned. I like that, and all power to them. I'll definitely be visiting their website. Let's continue.
You are an advocate. What are the successes that you have had so far?
Well, I consider what I ended on a while ago a success. If you can have citizens build 6 digital tools that help our parliament, help our government, and help the media and citizens to hold government and parliament to account, that in and of itself is a success. And what I mean by that, Colin, and I'll get to another example of the kind I think you're referring to. When you say to citizens, as many of them are listening now, you need to do something, man. Your money. Most citizens don't know what to do. When you say to them, say, they work for us, or parliamentarians, you are the employer. Employers need information, Colin, and they need access to them employees. Not true?
Of course.
Exactly. And most people don't know how to access the power brokers. Our website, let me give you one example of a tool. Our website, I'm ashamed to say, is the only place in Jamaica, any of your listeners, and you can go and readily find out where is my MP's office? What is his number? What is his email? Now, can you imagine we have employees? We pay rent in those offices, keep the light on and call in. There's nowhere you can go on any Jamaican website or PNP, JLP website and know how do I find my elected representative? It's a basic and important thing that you know see.
No, that is an eye opener. The politicians are employed by the people, and we don't have access to know. One second, guys. All right. Anti March vlogs, big up. Blessings. First time seeing you both in the chat. So, driver, good night. My wife's on the vehicle, I can bless up when they coming out. See? All right. So, what she just explained, ladies and gentlemen, is that the politicians are employed by us in Jamaica, anywhere in the world that you are, as a matter of fact. But she has the only website where you can actually go to find out where this MP is, what's their number, do they have a website, how can you access, if how can you reach out to them if you want to inquire about something, if you want to complain about something, if you want to let them know some of your concerns, some of the things that you want to see happen. Like, her website is the website that every single party, whether the PNP or the JLP, should have. There should be, or the UIC, there should be some engagement between the employer, which is us, the people, and our employees. They are public servants, they work for us. It's not the other way around. So when you guys are selling your votes, when you guys are begging politicians for this and that, you have things screwed up. It's demand, they should be demanding. And this is why they get away with the stuff that they get away with. But I won't be going into a rant about that because I could speak on that for days. But it is important to note that JAMP, JAMP, is a website that you can go to in Jamaica, well, wherever you are in the world, obviously, as a Jamaican that is interested in the happenings and the dealings of the Jamaican, you know, of Jamaica, the country, because you have family here and whatnot in it. And you can go there and find out all you need to know about our elected officials in any constituency. And I think that is super important. She's the only website. This lady is doing it. I mean, wow, she's doing excellent work. I never knew that. Let's continue.
It's a basic and important thing that you know see.
Yes, right. I mean, people in the local might can't find it, but if you are from the local and you're coming back, You don't know where to find it.
All people in the local can't find it, Colin. Now people call me. Most people discover Jump because that's what they're looking for. They put the MP name in a Google. They're looking for him, and this is how they find the website. So don't think for a minute that people right here in the constituency know where their offices are across the length and breadth of Jamaica. So I'm just saying to you that that in itself is a success, providing people with direct access to their representatives so that their voices can be heard. A second one is if you want to talk to your parliament today, Colin, how you reach your parliament, Colin? If what we're going to talk about right now, burning you, how do you let your voice heard? Do you have any idea?
Most people don't know.
All right, so JAMP has a legislative tracker, and the minute you click that button and you go on it, the first thing you see is send a note to Parliament. If you put your concerns there and hit send, straight to the clerk of the house, and it will be delivered to the.
No, that is dope. What? How you doing, Ryan? So her website. If you have a complaint, if you have a concern, if you have a demand, if you have a suggestion, you could go on her website and you could put in your demand or concern, and it goes straight to the clerk or the clerk of the house, which the parliament would now get your message. Access. Her website provides access for the people of Jamaica, wherever you are. If you're in the diaspora, outside of Jamaica, or you're here. I'm definitely going. I am going to be going to that. I'm going to that. I said I'm going to be going. I am going to that website, and I'm going to definitely, because I got a lot of suggestions. A lot. The more I learn about the ins and outs about politics in Jamaica and the procedure of stuff, I got a whole lot of suggestions. I think treason should be on the board. If you commit treason as a public official, you should either go to jail or, in some instances, depending on the treason, I think your life should be taken. I ain't gonna cap. I'm telling you the truth. Real talk, bro. Real talk. If you commit treason, treason could be stealing our tax dollars. Treason could be stealing from the education system. Treason could be purposefully messing up the healthcare system. Do you know how important healthcare is? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe there's a lot of people that is associated with healthcare all around the world that should be locked up forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever? Forever, ever. But I digress. Let's continue.
The parliamentarian. So I'm not here just to talk today, Colin. When I tell you we're creating tools that bridge the distance or remove the distance between us and those who serve us, that is a practical part of our success that people don't know enough about.
But you had a round table.
Yes, we did.
Media thing earlier this week.
Yes, we did.
Tell us about that. What was that really about?
Well, I don't know how much Jamaicans realize what is the role of the media. We think of them maybe as it's a business and they're making money. And
now, this is super important. What she's gonna say here about the role of the media, that includes me, because I'm an independent media. I'm on the internet, and I share my perspective on what I see, and I bring the news to the people in it. So I'm independent media. So let's hear what she has to say about the role of the media.
They make money through selling news. No, I'm gonna use an analogy. For those of us who pay attention to world history and world events, when you look at Africa and you look at the coups that take place, do you know the first thing a military commander does when he wants to basically overthrow a government? You know the first step he has to make?
Talk to me.
He has to go straight for the TV station and go straight to where the reporters are and lock it down. Why? Because the has to.
Talk.
Role of the media. We think of them maybe as it's a business and they're making money and they make money through selling news. No. I'm gonna use an analogy. For those of us who pay attention to world history.
I have somebody passes some music. Sorry about that, guys. I'm on the road, so yeah.
Africa, and you look at the coups that take place. Do you know the first thing a military commander does when he wants to basically overthrow a government? You know the first step he has to make?
Talk to me.
He has to go straight for the TV station and he has to go straight to where the reporters are and lock it down. Why? Because the media are the eyes and the ears of the people. They are like the watchmen on the walls for you. So the job of the media in any democracy is to watch a government. I am not making something up. That is the first and primary role of the media. You and I can sit down in a parliament every day and call it. We have to work. Yeah. So who is there minding our business on our side to come back and say, Colin, Jeanette, this is what happened. You need to know this. You need to say something. It's the media. So they are the protectors of the democracy, and they are the ones that first and foremost hold the government to account.
So I'm a part of the body that holds the government to account, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very important job. So yeah. We criticize the government. It doesn't matter which government is in power. That is the role of the media. As independent media, that is the role. So it's one of the reasons why I will criticize the UIC, I will criticize the PMP, I will criticize the JLP. I don't care who it is. If you're doing right or you're doing wrong, you're gonna face some type of criticism. It is what it is. Let's continue. So it's important. Park it on the right side, Maji. Right side. So it's important. It's important to note. It's important to note the role of the media. Let's continue.
So Jump has been looking at the work of Parliament and government as it relates to our money. Why? Why? I'm not there because I want to lock up anybody who's corrupt. I would have been a policeman in a calling. I'm not interested in law enforcement. I am motivated because every day I see the people
Hit the
around us
like
who are
button,
in
guys.
great need. And government is here for one.
Hit the like button, people. 24 people watching. All you got to do is tap the screen like this. And thank you. There you go. Tap the screen. There you go. Just tap the screen 2 times. And that's how you hit the like button. Tap the screen 2 times. Let's get it. All 25 of y'all. Tap the screen. Tap the screen. Let's go. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. There you go. Get the likes up, guys. Get the likes up. This is virtual, so it's kind of different. The other way, he's got to tap the. Listen, just tap the screen like this 2 times. There you go. That's how you hit the like button. I know a lot of you don't know how to hit the like button on virtual, so we gonna learn today. Tap the screen like that, and you're good. There you go. There you go. I know I ain't got a bunch of haters watching me. I know y'all supporters. Shit, y'all just don't know how to hit the like button. Come on, man. Keep hitting the like button, man. We still got 25 to 13. And that is kind of, that's not bad, but that's just over half. You know, we are do. They're good. All right, let's continue, guys. Hold on there. Let's continue with the audio.
Reason and one reason only. It exists to take care of the needs of the society. That's it. So I decided as a citizen, I used to work in the public sector. I have great respect for what government can do when government decides to do something for people. Radically changes communities and lives. And so I decided that I'm going to put my architecture on hold and we're going to focus on the money. So I called the media together because after a number of years of looking at Auditor General reports, I believe that there were some things that the Jamaican people just didn't know. And the best people to call when you want your voice to be heard, next to like Colin, because Colin, I'm sitting here in my home. But you are creating an avenue for me to talk to thousands right now. Yes. So the media also allows for that. So I called them to a meeting because I thought it was very important that they pay attention to some things that I thought the nation needed to understand about the mismanagement of our public money.
How much money we're talking about?
Yeah, that lady a real patriot, man. Hold on, my boss, man. Get a change. That lady a real patriot. Let me play that back.
Changes communities and lives. And so I decided that I'm going to put my architecture on hold and we're going to focus on the money. So I called the media together because after a number of years of looking at Auditor General reports, I believe that there were some things that the Jamaican people just didn't know.
Nothing for me.
And the best people to call when you want your voice to be heard, next to like Colin, because Colin, I'm sitting here in my home. But you are creating an avenue.
All right, so when we just touch it back a little bit. All right, let's go.
Communities and lives. And so I decided that I'm going to put my architecture on hold and we're going to focus on the money. So I called the media together because after a number of years of looking at Auditor General reports,
Yes.
I believe that there were some things that the Jamaican people just didn't know. And the best people to call when you want your voice to be heard, next to like Colin, because Colin, I'm sitting here in my home, but you are creating an avenue for me to talk to thousands right now.
Yes.
So the media also allows for that. So I called them to a meeting because I thought it was very important that they pay attention to some things that I thought the nation needed to understand about the mismanagement of our public money.
How much money we're talking about now?
Well, it's not 3 trillion, though the headlines have been saying that. We're talking about an examples that I have pulled out. Now, let me back up a bit and say this to your listeners, Colin, because
What you say? I know 3 trillion. Well, a 3 trillion we know about. You collect that to me. Respect my boss. Up top, man. Respect my general. Give thanks to small mercies. You know what I mean? Brother, go in a club for that, brother. Must have been up on the live. Yeah, so people, $3 trillion, you know. You see it on the thumbnail, right? I whole heap of zero that, you know. I remember say 6 0 give a million, you know. 9 0 give a billion. 12 0 give a trillion. And a $3 trillion based off what the Auditor General put out in the last 3 years. That's basically an average of a trillion a year that is missing from the office of the Prime Minister. Allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly. That's my favorite word. That guys, hit the like button coming in. All I got to do is tap the screen like this. Tap the screen. Like that. Yeah, man. Just tap the screen like that. Like a TikTok live. Right? So, a whole heap of things the lady are talking about this. Woman, I didn't know. I just had no idea about. Me, I encourage you to go and watch that video. This was 16 hours ago. As I say, go to Portland Spice TV and watch the interview for yourself. All right?
people, I don't like when people have to listen to something in a vacuum. They appreciate it better if they have some context. And the context is the government has an auditor. The Auditor General of Jamaica is not somebody from foreign coming to fasten up with business. It's the government's auditor. And the government has...
pay her.
We pay her. Yeah, and guess who created her? The Parliament of Jamaica.
No, I did not know that. I did not know that the Auditor General was appointed by the government. The Auditor General audits all the agencies. There's a report that comes out yearly. 1 second, guys. One second. So she gets paid by the government to audit the government. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I just didn't know.
Coming to fasten up with business is the government's auditor.
Right.
And the government has...
pay her.
We pay her. Yeah, and guess who created her? The Parliament of Jamaica created that organization.
And she's in the Constitution.
Absolutely. One of the most protected roles, positions in the Constitution. You know why? Because if you don't protect this role, politicians come in and get rid of them. Why?
And luckily for Jamaica, we have a good one.
We have a better than good one. Better than good than a Colin. I'm saying that because I have been on the websites of other Caribbean islands. All know the last report of some countries are 2016. We get one every year on time by December 31st in 2 weeks. That report to the people of...
So, on the hear that, ladies and gentlemen, we have to give thanks for our Auditor General. Our Auditor General in Jamaica is a damn good Auditor General that does her work or their work very, very effectively. Every single year, we get to audits, whether or not the mandate of the Auditor General, which she will explain later on, is what it is. But the Auditor General, based off her mandate, is doing an excellent job. Let's just say that. Let's continue.
Jamaica will be prepared and submitted to Parliament. Every year without a fail. So what is the job of this auditor? It is not calling to
All right, people. So let's continue. I don't know. Nice break. Nice break. Lord have mercy.
to accuse a government of impropriety. That's how the media might make it look. The job of the auditor is to come in and say to government, here is where you can improve. I am looking out for you, Parliament, while you are there and I'm going into the different ministries. You set the budget, you say how much education must get, you create the laws about how education must use the money. You have empowered me to now go and make sure say they're not spending more than you gave them. They not take out some money that must go to education and book and school and paying salaries. You follow me? You follow me, Colin?
Following you.
Right. Because if government give like Ministry of Health 100 billion a year, you can't just take up 2 billion and redirect it to salaries. And when it happens, the Auditor General goes in and come back to Parliament and say, Parliament, this is what has happened. You have to deal with it. So the Auditor General of Jamaica is there as a partner to the government and the Parliament to let them know when public officials have broken the laws that they set, spent the money in a way they never said, so that the government and Parliament can do something about it for the people.
All
That
right.
does
So
sound like
people, basically, what I get to understand is that the Osia Wagwan, basically, what I get to understand, the Auditor General is like a supervisor where our tax dollars is concerned. So the Auditor General supervises to make sure that the money that them say, well, that is allocated to all ministries is used in the way that they said it's used. So they have to report to the Auditor General with these reports, and then the Auditor General look at it and say, okay, this is balanced, all right, it goes there, all right, everything is good. Now, if there's something wrong, the Auditor General will give them recommendations. If somebody broke the law, the Auditor General make them know, say, yes, they broke the law, but the Auditor General cannot charge anybody. The Auditor General cannot sanction a government official to say, all right, you broke the law, so this is what I recommend. This person should be sent to prison. No, the Auditor General does not have that judicial claw or teeth to prosecute. You understand? Much like the Integrity Commission will give you recommendations based off what is actually happening, based off their investigation. They can say, well, we have investigated this and this is what we recommend. They don't have to. The judge now has to say, okay, boom. In this case, the Prime Minister and the people in Parliament are the ones that have to take the Auditor General's recommendation, whether to improve policies to make sure that there's more accountability where our money is concerned. Right? That is the role of the Auditor General. So I never knew that. I never knew that. The Auditor General is not trying to expose anybody. The Auditor General is all about the facts. The fact of the matter is $3 trillion is missing or is unaccounted for, is the right word. There's no documentation to tell us where the money went in the Prime Minister's office. $3 trillion. Whether you have to believe, say, that a corruption, them stealing money, that are your business. The Auditor General is just telling you this money cannot be found. It is not properly documented where the money went, but it doesn't mean that the money did not go to something good. The optics of it is terrible, And when you know me think already, me feel like say some skullduggery go on. It is for the last 10 years. This has been happening where many agencies in the government you cannot we don't know where the money went. It's unacceptable. But this is the norm, right? And I find that with the Auditor General doing her job the way she's doing it, we need another level of accountability where there needs to be a body that acts on what the Auditor General findings are. You get what I'm saying? We need somebody over the government that can put the judicial um necessary judicial actions against whether it is the MPs, whatever area the monies they're missing, or and I think she's gonna talk about that. But so let's continue. Let's continue.
Like a good thing.
That sounds like an excellent thing.
It is.
Excellent.
So what has happened now, Colin? Going back to your question about the missing, well, not the missing, the 3 trillion that we're concerned about. Over the years, the Auditor General has reported back to the same Parliament. Remember, they set the laws, our MPs, and they decide on the budget. So she has to go back and give them a report every year. And one of those things that the law says is that every Jackman ministry and agency that get you and everybody listening money after the financial year ends, and it ends on the 31st of March every year, the law of the land says these public sector offices must go and tell the Auditor General how them did spend your taxes.
Yes.
And then the Auditor General, Colin, you think the Auditor General can just pick it up and carry it to Parliament? No, sir, somebody have to check it.
Yes.
Exactly, because
Yes.
mistake can be made, and also not just mistake, mischief can be done.
Yes.
Right? So
Right.
the Auditor General takes a look at all of the financial reports, and she will say to this PS, no PS, this not right. Send it back and fix it. I
Fix
can't
this.
send it to Parliament. So
Right.
or she will say everything here is accurate and good. I can send it now
Send
to
it
the
out.
people of Jamaica. So what has happened is that over a decade, there are a number of public bodies and entities that has not told the Auditor General what they have done with 1 cent of your money.
Mhm.
And I don't know how your listeners feel about it.
Wait, what?
Auditor General takes a look at all of the financial reports, and she will say to this PS, no PS, this not right. Send it back and fix it. I
Fix
can't
this.
send it to Parliament. So
Right.
or she will say everything here is accurate and good. I can send it now
Send
to
it
the
out.
people of Jamaica.
Listen,
So what has happened is that over a decade, there are a number of public bodies and entities that has not told the Auditor General what they have done with 1 cent of your money.
so over 10 years now, ladies and gentlemen, 9 of those years, this present government has been in power. You hear what the lady said? They have not given an account this whole time. The whole time. This is the government of accountability. This is the government that talks about transparency, and this is what Andrew Jones promised the people when he first came in. He was saying everything that the people wanted to hear. And this is why people gravitated to him in the early days. He was young, he was saying all the right things. We're tired of the corruption that we saw, and all the rumors and everything. We were just tired of it. So and then the young people galvanized around him, although the electorate percentage as to how many people voted was, was lowered every single election. Um, for the ones that actually voted, they actually believed in him. And we go back to the case of Mr. Hassan and how he treated that situation. Hassan built some shops for some people and he cut corners to build it. He didn't go through the right procedure. Here they talk about procurement. He never went through the right procedure to build those shops. But, you know, he had good intentions, but hey, um, you know, the road to good intentions is paved with sin, isn't it? So you can have good intentions and you're still doing the wrong things to achieve whatever good intentions you want to achieve. So the point of the matter is, with Mr. Hassan at the time, and Jonas was talking about, oh, this is a dark day in politics and accountability and all of this. But no, look at the state of the government now. $3 trillion missing over the last decade. None of the money can be accounted for. The Auditor General has not had 1 year which you can say, all right, boom, this is where the monies went. It's properly documented. None of that. That to me tells me everything that I need to know about the level of corruption that is in this present government right now. If you cannot have any checks and balances where our monies are concerned, I have no choice but to think that you're a thief. I really don't. I have no choice. You consistently for the whole time, you have never one time in your rulership showed me this is where the money went. Not one time, as a matter of fact, in the ministry of is no the ministry of health. Just the other day, that gentleman had to resign. Why? Multiple billions of dollars was missing, unaccounted for, just the same. And you know what I call him? The fall guy. That's what I call him. He's the fall guy, right? Because the bigger, whoever is the bigger ups that is responsible will not be the person that will fall. All right, he just won't. And it's the same thing over and over again. There's a consistency in the mode of operandi with this government. You have a leader. You can't expect no better. The head of the stream corrupt. The whole stream corrupt. Under investigation for illicit enrichment, 28 bank accounts, how much shell companies, not even one employee, multiple amount of profit, no taxes paid. All of this is in the Integrity Commission report. Borrowing money from charity to start for invest in our business. Like, what we are doing? And now in our own office where there's 19 different agencies, trillions of dollars missing. $1 trillion every year. Zane, so the Auditor General is giving him recommendations, but at him at the head. Why would he even follow the recommendations? Them have majority in our parliament. This is a whirlwind, in my opinion, of corruption. Just one whirlwind. It's perfectly set up for them to do whatever they want to do and just get away with it. Not enough checks and balances. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Mhm. And I don't know how your listeners feel about it. But when I was growing up, if somebody sent me to the shop and they said, Jeanette, see $100 here, go buy some sugar. When I come from the shop, it's not my money. I have to what? Produce the sugar,
With the
produce
receipt.
the receipt, and give the change. Not
I
Thank
can tell you
you.
something. As a little boy, and my mother is here, and two of my auntie
Yeah,
from abroad.
yeah.
As a little boy, when my mother used to send me to the shop and
Yes.
give me the list, I used to buy sweetie out of the money. And,
Exactly.
and when I come back, I used to get a spanking
Colin, that's a good example. I love it.
because I spend more than I am supposed to spend.
Exactly.
And after I get beat
I
3 times, then I try put some math together now, and I say flour raised by 2 cents.
Colin, that I couldn't. I'm going to borrow that example if I happen to talk about.
No, a practical thing I'm talking of. Right? Because people are people. That's why you have to have checks and balances. That's why you have consequences for action. You feel me I say? You have consequences for actions. That's what I deal with. Right? Oh Lord, is the rain coming? That is the rain coming. People give me a second there, I'm relocate. Rain a fall. Give me a second there, people. Weather. Baby, let me love you down. There's so many ways to love ya. Baby, I can break you down. So many ways to. Now I gotta take a leak. One sec. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, back at it again, man. Back at it again. All right, so back to this. Back to this breakdown.
Talk about this again because that's exactly what it is. That if somebody not checking, listen, what is on the list now? What you buy and what change you get? Colin, you know me, and you got teeth out.
All right, so I was talking about the human nature, right? The human nature of, well, if you give me, you give me all of these resources, which is our tax dollars, and this is why politicians have to operate with a certain level of integrity. Like signing the code of conduct is something very important. When you see a government no want to do that, you know it's a red flag, don't it? And you know this government has not signed that. They have not signed the code of conduct. It's not the only thing, you know. But then when you look at it and the code of conduct and what it stands for, you have to ask yourself, why wouldn't they want to sign the code of conduct? Why wouldn't they want to adhere to those rules? But that makes me go back to someone. Give me a second. So it goes back to what Isaac Buchanan said on Mystic Sensation program, you know, about legislation in regards to signing the code of conduct and having certain consequences, where breaking the code of conduct is concerned. It's not just about signing the code of conduct. If you should break the code of conduct, what would that mean? And then, as I've been championing on my program, I believe that there needs to be a treason act, and it needs to be clearly defined. As a politician that has so much responsibility where the public purse is concerned, obviously the head of the stream has the largest responsibility. So, say for instance, a official within a government, like, let us use Dalrymple for an example. Miss Dalrymple, is under investigation for 8 different charges. Um, Innocent until proven guilty, but we should have such stringent policies put in place where, one, he or she cannot operate while being under investigation. Two, they would lose salary, and that is a standard procedure. There's no suing the government, and they would understand this when becoming a politician. There's no suing the government because you're under investigation, and these things start to take action with these things. There's no suing to say, oh, I was innocent after no. During the investigation, this is what it is, and you have to understand that before you even enter politics. So when it happens, you're not, oh my God, you're gonna sue for this and that. No, 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 no. Yeah. So as I was saying, yeah, there needs to be some type of treason act, man. I'm talking about life imprisonment. I'm talking about barring from politics forever, even their families. I don't listen, man. I don't be trusty like that. So forgive me for being harsh, but during the investigation, you should not be getting paid while you're being investigated. Hail to the no, and there's no way you could sue me because it's in your contract. All right, this is one of the what do you call occupational hazards, because we have to stamp down on corruption. So, given that we have to stamp out corruption, you will understand that if you are being investigated because of your own fault, like Dalrymple not remembering that you got this car or whatever on your statutory declaration and other things, and now you have 8 different charges recommended by the Integrity Commission. Yeah, you got multiple charges. You can't get paid. The dude from the educational system that is under investigation for stealing millions of dollars, what's his name? Ruel Reed or whatever. How in the world is he still getting paid a salary while this investigation is going on? So you're just getting paid for free to sit around, do nothing, not active in politics. That is asinine to me. That is a waste of tax dollars. Do you know how much infrastructure that needs to be taken care of in Jamaica, like the roads, like the hospitals, like the beds in the hospitals, all of these things, right? And we have people that's literally getting paid to sit down while on the investigation. That don't make no sense. These things have to change. And I'm so happy that this I found this website from this lady, Miss Jeanette Calder, because I got a lot of things to say, a lot of suggestions to make. Real talk. One second, one second, one second. Let's go.
What is on the list now what you buy and what change you get? Colin, you know me and you got teeth out of 50 cents to buy some cheese tricks and something. No, I did the same thing.
Or buy Staggerbuck.
Absolutely. So it's the same thing. Now, when you are getting, when a ministry like education has gotten, and hear me well,
Yeah.
$902 billion over 10 years and never once submit a report to the Auditor General, they have broken the law.
Damn! $902 billion over 10 years, and you have not submitted any report to the Auditor General? Somebody got to go to jail, bro. Multiple people got to go to jail. That is obviously some skullduggery going on. Point blank, period. There's no way. And we still paying these people for not doing their job? That's crazy. That is crazy.
It's over 10 years. It's not just this administration. It's coming back
right from PNP straight into JLP, man. Absolutely. It's not an Andrew Holness lick out against thing. It's a problem.
All right, so it's not an Andrew Holness lick out thing. But I will say this. After Andrew Holness came in and championed transparency, championed no corruption, and all of these things, all of the beautiful things that he said, and he said it with such vigor, people believed him. This is why he's coming under this massive scrutiny, because he acted, he was pushing this thing like he was holier than thou. But you are the same corrupt mother effer. Like, well, some people might say you're more corrupt, but you and your administration have proven to be no different. Some would say worse. So make that make sense. Why even bother? Why even bother say the things that he said? But anyway, let's continue. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say to that.
Them in the ministry that both administrations should have fixed and then not fix it.
So 10 years. 10 years. We haven't gotten the report. Because these ministry also have internal auditors.
Who should have been raising the red card long before the Auditor General had to. Right?
You're talking about 902 billion, almost a trillion.
That is correct. Almost a trillion.
Almost $1 trillion.
I don't have a clue how much money that is, but we should tell Jamaica that for the entire budget of Jamaica this year, that will be providing all that we need, pay how much $1 billion in debt, take care of health, police, you name it. The whole budget this year is just 1.3 trillion.
Exactly. So it's only 400,000 million.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah, correct. So it's a lot of money that we're talking about. So here is my problem.
And this is the Ministry of Education.
Well, let me give you some of the examples so that your folks know what we're talking about. So for Ministry of Education, it's 9 years, 902 billion.
9 years.
For Ministry of Health and Wellness, we're looking at 10 years, 695 billion. So call it 700, Colin. Now, this one surprised me because the police is supposed to be enforcing the law, no, sir?
Yes.
Police department to break the law. For the police, it's $152 billion.
All right. Back.
But look who else is there. The Ministry of Finance itself. Yeah, and Colin,
how many years the police?
The police was, according to the reports, the police is 3 years.
3 years.
But it's a lot, $152 billion. Where we don't really know how it's spent.
We just want to get these things right because when we come on a Saturday morning, it's truth we put on the table. Straight truth. So the police is 3 years out, 152 billion. And the Ministry of Finance now.
The Ministry of Finance, there are 3 different types that the Auditor General reported on. She reported on the debt of Jamaica, where we spend the money on the debt, but you need the details.
Yes.
That is over 1 trillion as well.
Over 1 trillion.
Yeah.
Over 1 trillion.
Now, here are the 2 that really surprised me. You want to know which other 2 shocked me?
The Office of the Prime Minister.
The Office of the Prime Minister itself. $12 billion for the last 3 years. We don't know how it was spent.
12
B, me there, B.
years.
Yeah, man. The Parliament of Jamaica itself, $6 billion for the last 5 years.
6 billion.
And I'm going to leave it with this one here. Well, my kind of labor and social security, 53.4 billion, 6 years.
Labor is 63 billion.
53. And I'll give you one last one now. 6 of our parish councils put together.
And let me just jump and tell the people that Portland Parish Council involved in this.
All right, if you want the details, I'll look for it for you. But 6 of them put together is $10 billion over 11 years.
Yeah. Parish Council.
Yeah. Right. So I want to make it clear, Colin, that this is not a statement that the money is missing, because everybody know that we've been getting services from the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
The Ministry of Health. They've been using the money. But I'm not going to lie to you. If you have $902 billion and 1 billion is missing, it kind of easy. It kind of easy for 1 billion. If you have 902 and 1 billion is missing, if you don't get those reports, you don't know that so easily, you know. So an example I was using with the media is, you know how people go to the office and they will take things from the office, paper, toilet paper, cleaning supplies, you know that, right?
And they will take a TV too. They will take a computer too.
No, well, you're
touching a laptop.
No, that's a very serious thing, and I'll get to that. But if I have 1,000 rolls of toilet paper in a cupboard and somebody take 2, you think I'm gonna notice?
Not right away.
If they take 20, I'm not gonna notice. We only know if the auditor do him job and go in there and count them.
Yes.
And tell me who last had the key, so we know why 20 missing. You follow me?
Let me just say this to the average man in the street. You have a bar. Is when you check your stock.
Right.
You know that the bartender take your money.
Then the same thing.
Bartender bring in rum or cigarette by you.
But how you talk like me and talk high and above the level of the people? Them are the same thing, me and say, Colin. The toilet paper are the same thing, man.
Yes.
You can't see it so easy. So what we are really saying is all of the toilet papers could be there.
Not just say you can't see it until you do the work.
Yes.
You do the work, you can't see it.
That is true, but I also want to make the point that they could all be there.
Yes.
Because we're not saying that anybody thief anything, but we don't know if it is all there until somebody provides the Auditor General with a report and she can double check it for us, which is her job.
Getting paid to do
this. You want the list of people? I think it's important that people understand.
All right, I'm back. No, them kind of say a lot of while ago still, you know, and they gave great examples as to, you know, if you have a bar, if you have a shop, if you have a bar, You go on for know say when they check the auditor general are the one who go say, all right, what you know? You have this amount of stock and they're gonna check everything and make sure so everything balanced. And if everything not balanced, they're gonna make it know where it's not balanced. And the the amount of stock you have versus how much you sell, you can clearly know if somebody did anything to mess with your stock. You get what I mean? I say? So them doing a great job to explain how important the auditor general is and them duties, and then the MPs their duties as well to the situation to make sure say on both sides to make sure say you know checks and balances and the alarm is raised anytime the foolishness go on, because at the end of the day a lot of these persons in government they're actually um, legislators, right? And so they should be operating in the parameters of the law at all times, right? But we're dealing with mankind, so God's in wagwan. Big up yourself. But the interview is fire. I don't know how long more I'm gonna stay on this guy. Place I get busy.
Because the auditor general will probably come once a year, right?
Yes.
Then you have a finance director in charge of all of these places. He is supposed to know that this is what is required, that he must provide a report to him permanent secretary every year.
Yes.
But if he doesn't provide it, the permanent secretary know that the finance director supposed to give her a report every year.
Yes.
And don't stop there. I don't know how many people know that we have several, about 14, 15 permanent secretaries, but there is a board of permanent secretaries where permanent secretaries meet on a regular basis. Now, there is a chairman of that board. So
So what she highlight right now, is the chain of command. This is very important, guys. Listen to this.
Chairman should be looking at these reports and drawing up the permanent secretaries that come to this meeting and say, Mr. Bell, why is the auditor general saying 2 years, sir, you don't send our report? You understand, Colin? That's another level of accountability.
All right.
Do you know who that board is? It's the cabinet secretary for the office of the cabinet. High level senior. That is
who's cabinet secretary now? Rocky Mead? Is Rocky Mead?
He's no, but so Rocky knew. So Rocky just had to take on them problems here. So we must acknowledge that he's just inherited all of these problems. But he should have been cleaning it up by now, right?
All right. So this person what them I talk about just get the job. But she admits well, by now you have enough time to make some change. Why is there no change? So she keep it fair and balanced. You know what she talk about the PMP and the JLP at the same time in regards to what is not being done and what should have been done. This was a fire like.
And we should have been hearing some
Absolutely.
We have heard nothing, zero.
Absolutely. So then when we leave Rocky at the cabinet secretary, and we must tell the listeners that the cabinet secretary in Jamaica is the highest ranking public official, full stop. It's not a play position that. Then all of these reports are also shared with the Ministry of Finance. So the Minister of Finance and the permanent secretary there should be drawing everybody else what we just called up.
And because that's the question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Who now supervise this on behalf of the you and me, the people of Jamaica, to ensure that this is happening?
Well, if you're talking about supervision, it starts first at the PS. The PS is supervising her finance director, who should be giving her. But then who is supervising the PS? The Ministry of Finance has a powerful permanent secretary there called the Financial Secretary.
The same Ministry of Finance, where Andrew Owen is like, yo, bro, wanna see how much power this government has, knowing that them have the majority in the house. There's checks and balances, but they might check themselves. But look hypothetically speaking, if everybody is quote unquote not doing the right thing, let's just say that, how well does the checks and balances actually work? This is why it's important to have people that actually govern the checks and balances that is bipartisan, that is not from a side. And this is where the political ombudsman is important, where the electorate situation is concerned, which they have dissolved the political ombudsman, which is extremely concerning when I think about any election that is coming up. You get what I'm saying? But I digress. I'm not gonna play any more of the interview. The interview was an excellent interview. She really um brought down a lot of things that I was an eye opener for me personally in terms of how I'm looking at these Auditor General reports. The role of the Auditor General, um, the fact that there are some things that we need to change to have better checks and balances. I think there should be harsher penalties involved. I believe she had mentioned that as well. I think we can all agree that harsher penalties need to be, because how can you consistently not tell us where our money went? If there was harsher penalties, then it would motivate anybody that's in those positions to make sure that they actually tell us where our money went in it. So for me, that right there is super important. Um, I don't know. This was a struggle stream in terms of the fact that I'm on the road. I just never really expected to have everything that happened, but that is life, right? The rain had come down at a point. I thought we was gonna have a just a smooth night. In terms of people, there's a lot of people that has passed through and all of that. But I appreciate the 19 that is still here with me. I appreciate the people that passed through. You get what I say? All of the day ones, them. Big up on yourself. This definitely is a topic where I might have to touch on again in the morning, especially because she went on Rattigan show, and I think there was more discussions there. So I might just cover Rattigan show later on. You get me? In the morning. Who knows? Hopefully, Pastor Peter Chambers is back tomorrow in terms of being able to release videos. So I'll be looking out for that. Yeah, guys, the amount of homicides I have heard that has happened in Jamaica before this weekend, and then leading up to this weekend, and then just yesterday all over Jamaica, it is we're in a very, very bad state. And I don't want, it's nothing to gloat about, but when you hear the prophetic um show you about things that is happening in the realms of the spirit, and then you see it manifesting, you're human, you're still sad. I mean, people just, I heard about a TikToker that was on live, and they TikTok, I don't know, you know that's an area that is bad. I don't know what, if anything, that individual might be involved in, but this is the second live stream on TikTok that I have heard about this year that has gotten gunned down while on live. It's very, very concerning. I know it's a little bit off topic, but sometimes stuff be on your mind. And $3 trillion over the last decade. PMP is also to be blamed as well in that. Um, but what is most egregious to me is the way how Andrew has pivoted coming into the two elections that he won, what he promised versus what we have seen happen. So can we all agree now that it's more of the same? Nothing has changed under his leadership. Things have actually gotten worse, and that's an indictment on him and his parliament. And you have to ask yourself, why in the world would anybody give them a third term? To do what? To do what? Further plummet the country into oblivion? I don't think so. Let me know what you think in the comment section. That's my time. I'm getting the hell up out of here. And peace be with y'all, man. God bless you. Happy Sunday. I'm out.